Yeah. That's why we get into the gate, and then we can be in uniform.
Yes, yeah,
so
I understand.
So that's what. So it's another thing.
Yeah, I understand. But like, I could come here without a video camera and still not, if I had nefarious intent, and jot it all down. You know.
Yeah,
so again, if you're concerned because you live local and that, if you live that local that you're concerned, you're local enough to take public transport or cycle or, you know, take precautions around your personal vehicle coming into.
It's not the personal vehicle thing. It's just the fact.
Okay, so we're now here in Hitchin, which is Hertfordshire. We've just arrived at Hitchin Police Station. Massive station, and doesn't even have a front counter, this one. I love this. Using the eyes to make it seem like somebody's watching you, when you know full well they're not. Yeah. We've got that grass just outside the police station there. Yeah, as you can see, it's closed. I've got a sign on the inside of the door. It's really difficult to make out because the door is highly reflective. So the nearest ones we got Hatfield, Hoddesdon, Stevenage and Watford. The nearest ones. I don't know where Hoddesdon is. I've not been to that one before, so I'll have a look at that one for after here. So you've got the Chief Inspector Hannah Treadwell and Inspector James Lant. Those are the inspectors here for North Herts. You know what they say? Everybody hurts sometimes. There was a couple of chaps up from the window and watching me earlier.
Before this encounter even begins, take a moment to understand the situation that's about to unfold. One man with a camera walks up to a police station in broad daylight. No disguise, no attempt to hide, no aggressive behavior. Just a camera and curiosity on the surface. That sounds harmless. But in today's world, when someone starts filming a police station, the reaction can be very different depending on who's watching. To some people, it's simply documenting a public building from public space. To others, it raises security concerns. This quiet recording session can quickly evolve into a debate about privacy, authority, and public accountability. Watch closely as the tone shifts throughout this interaction. Notice how calm the cameraman remains, and pay attention to the questions officers start asking once they realize they're being filmed. Because sometimes the most revealing part of these encounters isn't what people say. It's how they react when the camera is pointed back at them. And before we get to the main confrontation, the cameraman is already observing something important about the station itself. Surveillance cameras, visibility, and who might be watching from inside. Those small details set the stage.
No. Sorry. So, the car park, we can't really see any marked vehicles. You can see one riot van right down the end there. That's about it really. So that's a bit disappointing. I think we've got a police support vehicle through there. But that's pretty much all you can see here at Hitchin. Notice they've got a sign over there saying training course attendees are reminded to park off site. They also do a lot of training here.
Oh yeah. Just wondering, because I know it's not you, you've got pressure, but did you see who's left that car there running?
Huh?
Is there somebody in there?
Not that I can see.
Oh, well, cheers.
Oh, there it is.
Sorry, mate, why you stood there? Are you waiting?
No, I'm not waiting for anyone.
Can I help you?
No, I don't need any help, thank you.
Sorry, I thought you might be waiting for an appointment.
No, I'm all good. Cheers.
Right away, you can hear the tone of the conversation. Calm, measured, almost casual. The cameraman isn't raising his voice, and neither is the person speaking with him. That's important because in situations like this, the mood of the interaction often determines how the entire encounter will unfold. But what's being discussed here is actually something surprisingly practical. Officers' concerns about their personal vehicles and being recognized locally. From their perspective, that concern isn't unreasonable. Police officers often live in the same communities they serve, and anonymity can be an important layer of safety. But the cameraman points out something interesting. He explains that even without a camera, someone determined to gather information could still do it. In other words, the presence of a camera doesn't necessarily create the risk.
All good. Huh? Chilling? What are you up to? Chilling. Good? the unmarked vehicles. Victor X-ray 18, X-ray Juliet Charlie.
Hello, Jeff, how you doing?
Bad yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good.
That's me, by the way. PC2298 Hamilton.
Hamilton,
Just based here. Just asking, are you videoing cars as they come in?
Pardon?
Are you videoing cars as they come in?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay, can I just ask why?
No. Well, you can ask, obviously. I can't
Thank
stop
you.
you from
You can-
asking,
yeah, it's fine.
but no, I'm not.
Okay. All I'd ask you to do is just appreciate there are personal cars.
Sure.
So I'll just ask it if it's going online or if you cover number plates. Don't show faces.
The cameraman shifts from conversation to observation. He introduces the location, Hitchin Police Station, and immediately starts documenting what he sees around him. This is actually a common technique in audit-style videos. The camera slowly scans the area, highlighting entrances, signage, and general layout. But notice the tone. There's no hostility here. Instead, it's more like a guided walkthrough. The cameraman is essentially showing viewers what the station looks like and commenting on features like the lack of a front counter. For people watching at home, moments like this provide context. Police stations are public buildings funded by taxpayers, yet many have limited public access or closed front desks. When auditors highlight those details, they're often raising questions about transparency.
Thank you. That's all I can really ask.
Oh, sorry, hang on, bear with me. Let me get this. Nice. That's a good one, that was.
Yeah,
I'll take on board. I hear what you're saying. But...
Yeah, because I mean, we do things like we try not to travel out inside in uniform just for our safety. Because obviously we all live and work around here. We don't want some people knowing where we live and work, especially our number plates.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, victims of certain crimes, they all come in here so we can look after them.
Yeah. Obviously, if somebody appears to be a victim or vulnerable person, obviously, I'll use it for my discretion and not.
I'd appreciate that because obviously we.
When it comes to your number plates and that, I'll make it clear to you. I'm not here to get your personal number plates. That's not my intention.
Okay.
If they're in the background of a shot, say for example, I was getting that shot then, that was a damn good shot. If you've got a personal, if you guys, if there's something in the background,
that's fine.
Of
Yeah,
that,
if you're,
it's in the background. It is what it is.
Okay.
If you're, and from the way I see it, if I were concerned about my safety going to work, like you said, if you live local, you live local, so don't drive. Walk, cycle, take a bus.
So this is what. No, but this is what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
But this is why we wouldn't wear our uniform. I wouldn't work around like this. Like this. So that's why when we travel in our personal cars. That's why we get into the gate and then we can be in uniform.
Yes,
so
I understand.
So that's what. So it's another thing.
I understand. But like, I could come here without a video camera and still not, if I had nefarious intent, and jot it all down. So again, if you're concerned because you live local and that, if you live that local that you're concerned, you're local enough to take public transport.
This moment highlights one of the most ironic dynamics in situations like this. The cameraman points out surveillance cameras positioned around the building. Police stations are usually surrounded by them. High-resolution lenses watching every entrance, every vehicle, and every person approaching the property. But here's the twist that often sparks debate. When a member of the public brings their own camera and begins filming the building from public land, the reaction can suddenly become uncomfortable. The direction of observation flips. Instead of the public being watched by authorities, the authorities are now being watched by the public. That reversal is exactly why these encounters attract so much attention online. Cameras create accountability, but they can also create tension. And at this point in the video, you can already sense that someone inside the building...
Again, I think we disagree on some things there.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But I hear what you're saying and I'll take it on board.
Excellent, thank you. And like I said, the only other thing is, like, people who don't look like they're in the police. I'd really appreciate it if you don't get any faces and
like I said, my intention is not here to film everybody and publish everybody online.
Good.
I come here to get interesting footage. You
Okay.
know, that shot will go online. Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
same with, you know, if there's somebody in the background that they happen to be in the background,
Yep.
that it is what it is.
Yep.
You know, but I'm not going to stand here and film every person coming in and out with the intent of publishing everybody online.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
not my intent.
I've done my part.
Yeah.
I told you what
Yeah.
I've asked you what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would like to ask you.
Yeah, that's fine.
perfect. All right, thank you very much.
Take care.
Have a nice day.
Oh. Okay, so that wraps up that video here at Hitchin Police Station. Had a short interaction with...
Here it is, the moment the cameraman confirms what many viewers probably suspected. Someone inside the station has been watching him from the windows. That's usually the first stage of engagement during an encounter like this. Before officers step outside, they often observe from inside the building. They're assessing the situation, trying to determine whether the person filming poses any risk or is simply recording at this stage. No one has approached yet, which means the station staff are likely deciding whether the situation even requires a response.